Hello and welcome to the small gym rants series that I'm planning to start. This is episode one, and what I'm planning to have with this series is that I want to take everything in one take while I'm just talking, and perhaps in the future we can also make this like a podcast where if certain people are interested to collaborate, then we can do it together. But right now, I just want this to be something that I can just talk in 15 minutes briefly while you're eating your breakfast or walking somewhere. You can listen in the background or you can watch. So it's more continuous and it feels more natural for both of us, for everyone involved, let's say. So today's episode is about if you can prepare for a strongman competition within your commercial gym or by not having access to certain equipment, more event specific equipment? And short answer, yes. But why? I'm going to be explaining more in depth. And this is just my opinion, but I have participated in two strongman competitions until today. One was in 2019, my first competition in Turkey's Strongest Man. I got second place in the open division. And in that one, even though it was a long Istanbul commute, I had a gym. I actually had a couple of gyms, CrossFit boxes that had event specific equipment like yoke, farmer's log, Husafel stones. So I got hands-on experience with the equipment. And my second competition was this year, 2025, the old school Strongman Germany competition, where I got first place in the U120 division. And there, although it was three events, and most of them were mimicable in commercial gyms, we had log, for example, and I did not have access to a log, but I just practice for it in the comfort of a commercial gym. I was in John Reed the whole time. And well, in my first competition, I remember it was such a big issue because a couple of people raised their concerns and were like, yeah, but we do not have equipment. I mean, I think this is unfair because a couple of people have equipment, but we don't. And this is like unfair advantage to those people. And yeah, and that was such a big deal. But do I believe in it? No, not really. Because first of all, we have to look at how strongman works. It is not like powerlifting. You know, in powerlifting, you're going to be doing three lifts and you're going to be using calibrated plates, a bar, and that's about it. Everything is standardized. Even the equipment that you can use is standardized. There are certain things that are approved and there are certain things that are not approved. The lifts are more technical. You have more rules. Let's say you're doing bench, you have to unrack, listen to the ref, get it down, pause, get it up, listen to the ref. But that's why I prefer strongman over powerlifting as well, because you do not have so much rules. It is not so standardized, and it is less technical. So strongman is purely testing your strength because it is just taking a weight from A to B. Oh, lift it from your feet to the top. How you lift it, no one really cares. So that's why I prefer strongman over powerlifting as well. And that's why I believe having not access to the equipment is not a big issue because also how strongman is formed, you have several organizations or federations that is organizing this. You have different sponsors. So, for example, you're doing front hold, and well, you get a hammer, you get a sword, you get a barbell. These are all three different things with three different center of mass. So you cannot get ready for a strongman competition, even if you like have access to certain equipment, because even equipment by itself changes. Like when you have a log, the log is either wood or steel. It's either long or thin, thick or something else. I have seen like 20 different logs in my whole lifting career by now, and all of them felt different because of the equipment, because of how it's formed. So it is impossible, in my opinion, to get ready for a strongman competition 100%. So I do think that the unfair advantage that discourages people from participating is not really there, and most of the people are experiencing it. It is more about being able to lift a weight without being completely prepared for it, without being completely knowing the equipment. Because let's be honest, how can you be prepared for natural stones? You have to go to the forest, find a stone by yourself. Even that's not going to be the same stone you're going to be lifting in the competition. And also, when you're preparing for strongman, they're telling you 3 months, 5 months in advance, if you're lucky, 6 months, about what the events are. So sometimes you even go to the competition not not completely ready and prepared for the event that you're going to be doing, because there's so many variety of events. It's not like powerlifting where you have just three. So you have multiple events, multiple variations of it. How can you prepare for a Conan's wheel? I don't think like commercial gyms have Conan's wheel lying around, or you have it in your home. So you're either extremely rich and you have all of these equipment, or you're organizing it. So you're putting the things that you already own or your organization owns, or you're like me and the 90% who participates in commercial gyms and who's coming from big cities and don't have access to it. So even if you have a yoke, I don't think you can put a yoke in your fourth floor apartment and practice. So you either have to have a really big, let's say, land where you can do it, or you just don't. So the unfair advantage, I don't think is specifically there because of the reasons that I talked about. First of all, the equipment changes. Second of all, the time where people know what events they're going to be doing. And third of all, is the majority not having access to it. I think when the majority doesn't have access to it, then it is not an unfair advantage, only if a couple people have access to it. And believe me, it doesn't change it so much when someone has access to an equipment that you don't, because strongman is unbalanced weights most of the time and unorthodox ways of lifting weight and everything. I don't know if this will make sense, but everything mimics a certain basic human function. It is standing up, sitting down. It is bending over to get weight from the ground and then lifting it up. So these are already really basic things that you're doing in strongman. It's not extremely technical like it was back in the day, or really tricky where people did really weird positions to lift really heavy weights. I think strongman already lost that old school, really unorthodox ways of lifting things. So I think it is a bit more tamed even nowadays with the things and with how much safer it got, let's say. Because to be honest, just watch a really old, like from really old, not 90s or 2000s, even older strongman competitions, and then you will see the way people lift things and the things that they lift, and you're going to be like, oh wow, damn, like that's crazy. So it already lost that edge, and everything you do in a competition you can mimic. So okay, let's talk about a couple of events. Yoke. What is yoke? You're just carrying something on your back and you're walking with it. It's really heavy. That's about it. What do you need for that? You need core, you need back, you need legs. Well, that screams squat to me. Why don't you just get squat on your back, so the bar, and then just hold it? Well, if you're lucky and you have the space in your commercial gym, you can even walk with it. But let's say there's 330 yoke in the competition. I mean, my max is 420, and I cannot squat 420, but I can hold 420 on my back. So it is just a matter of mimicking, getting your body ready with bracing, breathing, and preparing yourself for time under tension. Strongman is mostly time under tension. Let's say you have farmers. Well, farmer walks you can easily do in the gym with a trap bar, or even suitcase carries you can do. So everything that you have in a strongman competition, you can somewhat mimic in a commercial gym environment, and you can prepare for it. Let's say you have hold events. And well, yeah, of course you can do deadlift holds. You can do just with dumbbells. You can practically train your grip in multiple ways. You can practically train your grip without weights even for free. So you just have to be creative. You just have to research instead of being discouraged about not having access to equipment. Look at it from the bright side. It's opportunity for you to get your workouts, let's say, more fun, add more things to it, make it non-standardized, and you also don't have to be discouraged that you're doing this in a commercial gym. We are all seeing so many different things that we do not understand that people do in a commercial gym. So it's just an opportunity to learn, to teach. Even when people see me doing Zercher squats or Zercher deadlifts, they're just looking at me like they see an alien. But yes, it's preparing me for Atlas stones, for example, because it mimics the movement. Or let's say you're doing log, you can just do overhead presses, and the cleaning part you can practice with actual cleans or front squats. So what I'm trying to say is you do not need an equipment like event specific equipment. You're probably not going to get the same equipment even if you have it. So the hands-on experience is for the competition, and that's what makes strongman fun because you're preparing for something you have not completely tried. You're just, mm, let's say, tailoring your workout around the same thing that you're going to be doing in the competition, but it's completely new for you because you haven't used the same equipment before. And I think that's not something to be discouraged. I think that's something to be cherished and enjoyed and be looked forward to. It's a challenge for yourself, it's a challenge for your body. And that brings me to the conclusion because, as I said, time under tension and core. Strongman is mostly about core strength. Yoke, farmers, log, deadlifts, truck pulls and truck pulls. How can you prepare for truck pulls? You can only pull a sled or you can do seated rows. It's a back exercise. I don't think you have a truck laying around in your commercial gym that you can pull or in your backyard where if you do, great for you, but I certainly don't. But still, I did truck pull in my first competition and it was an amazing experience. I'm so happy that I did it. And it really feels like unreal, you know? So that's practically the conclusion. That's basically it. Uh, from my opinion and from my experience, you do not need specific equipment to be able to train. You can just take the opportunity to put stuff in your own workouts, make it more fun for you. Let's say you have silver dollar deadlifts, and the examples are limitless. Let's say you have silver dollar deadlift. Well, I have not seen a commercial gym have something like that. So you can just do normal deadlifts, pause deadlifts, rack pulls, just mimic the movement. Let's say you're going to be competing in 3 months, look at what events are there, and then just start mimicking it. You don't even have to change your complete workout. You can just tailor your workout for the events. I never change my workout routine because I'm competing. I'm just adding or taking stuff out and specifically tailoring it for the competition. And after the competition, if I like how it is, I keep it. So I changed the way I do Zercher squats and Zercher deadlifts after my competition because I like it more now and it gets me ready for a possible second competition coming up for old school strongman in the future. So that will be it. If you have other topics that you would like to talk about, or by any chance, if you would like to collaborate, you can always comment or you can always hit me up on Instagram and we can talk. And that will be it for this episode. I'll see you guys later. Oh shit, wait a second. How do I close this recording? Oh, yeah.